So why the medicines fail? Why the patients do not get cured? Or they die, they pass away. Why? Because the curing and the healing is not in the hands of doctor or medicines. It is in the hand of the Supreme Lord. And I personally experienced it when I underwent that experience when no medicine was working. So I asked the doctor that why you were not able to detect the infection. And they told me there are umpteenth number of microbes and they are so minuscule, we cannot detect them or we cannot ascertain them. So what they do, they make a hypothesis. So they were administering antibiotics. And when the antibiotics were not working, they were increasing the dosage. They were making a heavy dose. But still it was not working. So one of the doctors accepted to me that what we are doing is all experimental. Nothing is conclusive. Ultimately, it depends on the mercy of the Supreme Lord, sanction of the Supreme Lord. Very important. So here we see the greatness of Maharaj Yudhishthir, that he is personally acknowledging that all what they have received is because of the mercy of the Supreme Lord. And whereas we see this so-called very famous Indian sannyasi protesting the benediction of the Supreme Lord. Maharaj Yudhishthir admits the truth in his personal success and it behooves one to follow in the footsteps of such a great king and devotee of the Lord to make a life full of success. If one could achieve success without the sanction of the Lord, then no medical practitioner would fail to cure a patient. Despite the most advanced treatment of a suffering patient by the most up-to-date medical practitioner, there is death. And even in the most hopeless care, without medical treatment, a patient is cured astonishingly. Therefore, the conclusion is God's sanction is the immediate cause for all happenings, good or bad. Any successful man should feel grateful to the Lord for all he has achieved. Pashya utpatan naravyagra divyan bhauman sadahikan darunan samasto adurat bhayam no buddhi mohanam. Just see, O man with tiger strength, how many miseries due to celestial influences, earthly reactions, and bodily pains, all very dangerous in themselves, are forbidding danger in the near future by diluting our intelligence. So this is Yudhishthira Maharaj speaking. Whom is he speaking to? Whom is Yudhishthira Maharaj speaking to? Let me see how many of you are hearing properly. Pranab Prabhu, whom is Yudhishthira Maharaj speaking to? Don't go scan through the pages. You are hearing. You should be knowing in what context this is being spoken.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Again, you are scanning your pages. That means you are not in connection to what, conversation is happening. Manini Mataji?
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी दंडवत प्रणाम भीम प्रभु जी
Bhimsen, yes. Because he was very worried. Because he saw all the reverse signals. And what did he say? That it has been 7 months since he had sent Arjuna. And there is no sign and no return. So he is saying to Bhimsen that, O tiger among men, just see, O tiger among men, O man with the tiger strength, how many miseries due to celestial influences, earthly reactions, and bodily pains, all very dangerous in themselves, are foreboding danger in the near future by deluding our intelligence. So he is admitting that on his own, there is no possibility, no capability to face the challenges which are forthcoming. Material advancement of civilization means advancement of the reactions of the threefold miseries due to celestial influences, earthly reactions, and bodily or mental pains. By the celestial influence of the stars, there are many calamities like excessive heat, cold rain, or lack of rain. And the after effects are famine, disease, and epidemic. The aggregate result is agony of the body and the mind. Man-made material science cannot do anything to counteract these threefold miseries. This is Adi Devik, Adi Bhautik, and Adhyatmika. They are all punishments from the superior energy of Maya under the direction of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, our constant touch with the Lord by devotional service can give us relief so that we will not be disturbed in the discharge of our human duties. The Asuras, however, do not believe in the existence of God, make their own plans to counteract all these threefold miseries, and so they meet with failure every time. The Bhagavad Gita 7:14 clearly states that the reaction of material energy is never to be conquered because of the binding effect of the three mode. They can simply be overcome by one who surrenders fully in the devotion under the lotus feet of the Lord. What is the verse? Famous verse. All of you know this verse. 7:14. Darshil Prabhu, what is the verse? Unmute and speak.
That is correcting, Prabhuji.
Huh?
Mama Maya Duratya, Prabhuji. This is
Practice is poor. Krishna says, Tesham Sadata Yukta. That Sadat and Yukta both are not there. Yes, Priyanka?
Krishna Prabhuji. That
Well,
is Devi Gunamayi Mama Maya Durataya Mameva ye prapadyante Mayameva tarantite.
Maya me tam tarantite. Maya me tam tarantite. Krishna can only make the jiva cross over the influence of Maya. They can simply be overcome by one who surrenders fully with devotion under the lotus feet of the Lord. Uruvakshi bhavo mahya spurantya anga puna puna veputaschapi hridaye aradhasyanti vipriyam. My left thigh, arm and eyes are all quivering again and again. I am having heart palpitations due to fear. All this indicates undesirable happenings. So many bad omens. Material existence is full of undesirables. Things we do not want are forced upon us by some superior energy. And we do not see that all these undesirables are under the grip of the three modes of material nature. When a man's left eye, arm, and thigh all quiver constantly, one must know that something is going to happen which is undesirable. These undesirables are compared to fire in a forest. No one goes into the forest to set fires, but fires automatically take place in the forest, creating inconceivable calamities for the living beings of the forest. Such a fire cannot be extinguished by human efforts. The fire can be extinguished only by the mercy of the Lord, who sends clouds to pour water on the forest. Similarly, undesirable happenings in life cannot be checked by any number of plans. Such miseries can be removed only by the mercy of the Lord, who sends his bona fide representative to enlighten human beings and thus save them from all calamities. So see, again and again, this very important principle is being reinforced. And we see how this reinforcement is coming from Mahajan, from Maharaj Yudhishthira. So how much Maharaj Yudhishthir is dependent? He is independently dependent on the mercy of the Lord. He is firmly convinced that nothing in his life can happen without the mercy of the Lord. Shiva Esha Udayantamaadityam Abhirauti Ananamam Anana Abhirauti Analanana Mamanga Sarmeyoyam Abhirevatya Abhiruvat. Just see, O Bhima, how the she jackal cries at the rising sun and vomits fire, and how the dog barks at me fearlessly. These are the some of the bad omens indicating something undesirable in the near future. Shastha kurvanti mam savyam dakshinam pashvo apare vahamsya purusha vyagra lakshay rudato mama. O Bhimsen, tiger amongst men. Now useful animals like cows are passing me on my left side, and lower animals like the asses are circumambulating me. My horses appear to weep upon seeing me. So these are all the reverse indications which were being exhibited. Mrityu-duta kapotoyam uluka kampayanmana pratyolukas vishvam va shunyam ikshata. Just see, the pigeon is like a messenger of death, and the shrieks of the owl and the rival cows and the rival crows, make my heart tremble. It appears that they want to make a void of the whole universe. Dhumna disha paridhya kampate bhu sahadribhi nigrahatas chamaham stata shakamsya sthana yutnubhi. Just see how the smoke encircles the sky. It appears that the earth and mountains are throbbing. Just hear the countless thunder and see the bolts from the blue. So extraordinary situation happened, and all these extraordinary events, the material nature was behaving very unusually. There were so many unpleasant things happening. Vayurvati khara sparsho rajasa visrajam stama asarga varshanti jaladha bhivatsam iva sarvata. The wind blows violently, blasting dust everywhere and creating darkness. Clouds are raining everywhere with bloody disasters. Suryahata prabham pasya grahamardam mito divi sashankuler bhrutaganas jwalite varodasi. Just see how the rays of the suns are declining and the stars appear to be fighting amongst themselves. Confused living entities appear to be ablaze and weeping. Nadyanada cha shutubhita saramsi cha manamsi cha najvalanti agniragneya kaloayam kim vidhasyati. River, tributaries, ponds, reservoirs, and the mind are all perturbed. Butter no longer ignites fire. What is the extraordinary time? What is going to happen? Na pibanti stanam vatsa Na duyanti cha matara rudanti ashru mukho rudanti ashru mukha na hrisyanti rishabhavraje. The cows do not suck the teats of the cows, nor do the cows give milk. They are standing with tearful faces, crying, and the bulls takes no pleasure in the pasturing grounds. So this was the situation of Rajbhumi. Devatani rudanti va svidyanti hi uchanti cha uchalanti cha ime jana pradagrama Urodayanaksa ashrama Bhrastasriyo nirananda Kimagam darshayantina. The deities seem to be crying in the temple, lamenting and perspiring. They seem about to leave. All the cities, town, gardens, mines, and hermitages are now devoid of beauty and bereft of all happiness. I do not know what sort of calamities are now awaiting us. Mannetar mahotpate nunam bhagavata pade ananya purusha shribhi hinabhuhat saubhaga. I think that all these earthly disturbances indicate some greater loss to the good fortune of the world. The world was fortunate to have been marked with the footprints of the lotus feet of the Lord. These signs indicates that this will no longer be. Iti chintayastasya drishta aristena chetasa rajana pratyagama brahman yadupurya kapidhvaja. O Brahmana Sonak, while Maharaj Yudhishthira observing the inauspicious signs of the earth at that time, was thus thinking of himself, Arjuna came back from the city of Yadus Dwarka. I'll stop here. Extremely tired last 2-3 days. So we see the very adverse and inauspicious happenings and events which are giving indications to Maharaj Yudhishthira that Lord Sri Krishna has departed, he has wound up his earthly pastimes. Most important aspect in this section that we see the gratefulness of Maharaj Yudhishthira. He is completely dependent on Krishna's mercy. And he is expressing his gratitude. So whatever they have, that is due to Lord Krishna's causeless mercy. Hare Krishna. I'll stop here. Any question or discussion? Boliye. Today Ravinder Prabhu gave me his Bhagavad Gita dispatch. More than 20 cartons. How many cartons in total, Prabhu? Did you count?
22 Prabhu in total.
22. Thank you. Thank you. Others are still thinking. They are still not they are not geared up. Karo, Niklo. Did you check up, Pranav, where it is reached?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. No, Prabhuji. Today I'll check.
Tomorrow will be spiritual scientist class. I'll come there, Shil Prabhu. Krishna willing, I'll come. So you please make arrangements, give the invitation, inform people in advance. It should happen one day, Friday, one day before. And Sunday will continue further. seeing that Arjuna has returned. What news did Arjuna bring back? Okay, thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.